Sage says it is time to push the damn button, and therefore I have pushed the damn button, and we've got some very interesting things to go over tonight. Extremely interesting. More interesting than anything that's ever happened before or since tonight. We're not going to talk about the Orange Bowl just yet. We've got other things to go over first. But don't worry, folks. We will go over OJ's Juicery and the Orange Bowl like we always do. And this will be, unfortunately, the last time that we go over the Orange Bowl. But we here at this program, we like to save the best for last. And that means we're going to start with the NFL tonight. We are absolutely going to start with the NFL. So I just want to break things down. I'm going to break things down factually. I'm going to break down some things. I'm going to talk about some things. I'm not going to insult anyone, especially not anyone who has a platinum wrench. I've been there, Sage. I've cried my eyes out for days upon days upon days. I understand that you're in for a real dark 7 months. I understand you're going to be in a dark spot for a little while. So you're going to need your friends, namely myself, who I'm not always good to you, but at least know, Sage, I'm here if you need me. I'm like a Care Bear, okay? Not a queer bear. I'm a Care Bear, okay? So, had an actually interesting game tonight. The Atlanta Falcons upset the Los Angeles Rams, formerly known as the St. Louis Rams, and won by 27-24. At one point, these Atlanta Falcons had a 21-point lead. Okay, you think that should have been the game there? It wasn't. It did become a game, despite the fact Matthew Stafford, threw a pick six early in the game, proceeded to throw 2 more interceptions later in the game, was able to throw for 269 yards and 2 touchdowns, only put up a 64.5 rating. Was not his best day at the office. We can just say it the way that it is. But even with that said, I really feel like the Rams should have at least won this game, or at least taken it to overtime. I did not necessarily like the Sean McVay call in the fourth quarter, where you had momentum on your side. You know, you had obviously had Jared Verse block the field goal and take it back to the host and score 7. But obviously, that wasn't enough momentum just to score a field goal after that. That field goal, we're probably in overtime. It won't change anything from a fantasy perspective, but I feel like the Rams potentially could have won there. Now, the interesting thing with the Falcons, they have nothing to play for. They're 7-9. The Rams are 11-5, currently in the 6th seed. The Falcons can actually be disruptors. I believe if Atlanta wins next week against New Orleans, due to tie-breaking procedures, that would mean that even if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Carolina Panthers, you would basically have an 8-9 team in the Panthers going to the playoffs. That's my understanding. I don't know all the tie-breaking implications or anything like that. But yeah, that's pretty much what I know from what I'm told by Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, very good friends of mine. Kirk Cousins wasn't very good tonight. He was better than Stafford, even though he only threw for a dismal 126 yards, 99.2 rating, only 1 touchdown. But Bijan Robinson, 22 carries, 195 yards. He added 34 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns total, 1 receiving, obviously 1 running. This was the guy in the start of the year that I was down to when I had my pick between Jamar Chase and Bijan Robinson. I got away from my roots, and I made a very big mistake, a pivotal mistake. Such a big mistake. You don't even realize what a big mistake it was. I'll be getting to my roots next year. I think that Yahoo cursed me a little bit. I might have been possessed because you guys know I obsess over running backs. Well, I'll tell you next year, you watch my first fucking 4 picks are going to be fucking running backs. I'm not fucking around anymore. I'm not fucking around. Bijan was mine. I could have had him. I took Jamar Chase. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We had a good game tonight. The Rams could have came back. They chose to lose. Now, I don't give a shit. Now, what I do give a shit, we need to read the comments here. We need to get caught up on the comments a little bit. Excuse me. It doesn't matter who took who, Sage. I took someone instead. I took Justin Jefferson or something instead. I don't know who I took. It's been so long, Sage. We don't get into the semantics of who drafted who, okay? The gobbling of Cobble makes so much sense now. Well, I love Cobble. You guys know that. I was in my zone tonight with the cobbling. Stafford won't be playing next week. What are you playing for, Sage, next week? You're actually playing next week? You've got another game? I thought you got a silver place ribbon for your performance. All right, let's just... Stafford is getting wrenched. Okay. When you say things like that, it makes me wonder, are you actually going to hurt him in any way, shape, or form? He won't be making the real playoffs. Wow. If that doesn't seem like a threat, I don't know what a real threat is. Can you please expand your answer? He won't be making the real playoffs in what way, shape, or form, Sage? How is he not making the real playoffs? He's clinched to make the playoffs. So I'd really like to hear your response. Okay. He's pleading the fifth. He says, I won't go in any further. Obviously, there's something that could happen to Stafford in real life. Potentially a threat to the kneecap and or back area with a wrench. And if we see the backup, we're going to know why. Let's just hope the FBI don't watch this, or they're going to know why, too. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to cover our tracks, Sage, because I cannot lose a commissioner. I cannot lose a commissioner to such a scandal. These are very serious words. I understand that you're frustrated, Sage. I've been there. I've been there, and I've been there. Best team in the league every year, and then I seem to lose 9 players before the playoffs. I've been there. It's okay. You're allowed to want to hurt these people. I wanted to hurt 10, 12 players on my team at once. Just keep it inside. Just keep that rage inside and have a hell of a draft. Do not, I repeat, do not take a wrench to Matthew Stafford's elbow, rotator cuff, ACL, spleen, clavicle, or back. That's all I ask. None of those spots. Everywhere else is fair game. Can't get sued for it. Everything else is fair game, okay? Are we in agreement on that much? Can we agree to those 6 spots that I said not to hit him in? That's a wrench agreement right there. I believe I don't know, maybe I'm in trouble. We do have an MLB trade to announce before we get to OJ's juicery. And this is the trade. The Dodgers have acquired Adriano Marrero from the Marlins for Estuary Ruiz. I don't know shit about either of these players. So good luck. Good luck to both these guys. Looks like they're minor league players. Frankly, none of us give a shit about you guys. We're pissed off that we even had to cover you. The only other thing is January 4th is coming up. And Kazuma Okamoto, third baseman, has been drawing interest from more teams than expected. It was believed to be down to the Angels and the Pirates. Yahoo is reporting that there's meetings set up with the Blue Jays, Cubs, Red Sox, Diamondbacks, Padres, Angels, and Pirates. So the market looks a little bigger. It looks like it could be in the range of 6 to 8 teams. And this guy is supposed to be a little less power than that Montecanto guy that signed wherever the fuck he signed. I forget. It was with the I think it was with the Angels, wasn't it? Montecanta Marrero or something, that big power guy with the 95.8 exit velocity. Well, this guy's supposed to be like him, except lower ceiling, higher floor. I guess is the best way to say it. Now, we do need to get to the main event piece of the evening. It's very hard for me to announce what I'm about to announce, but just give me a second. I'm just as choked up as Tommy Callahan's auto parts would be as well. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. Just let me. I need to get myself together here, because I can't believe that a fucking woman, that Sage, let a woman win the fucking championship. I can't believe that Sage let a woman win the championship. So, the Orange Bowl Award and Champion of Champions. I can't do it. I can't do it. The undisputed Champion of Champions and new champion of OJ's Juicery is Patchwork Pigskins. Beat the shit out of Sage 312 to 287.6. And that's the way the cookie crumbled. First place Patchwork Pigskins, as it was all year. Tommy Callahan's auto parts, who got fluky against me in week 3, finishes second place just like he did all year. And then another woman finishes in the third bracket here. Do we have bronze medalists? Yes, Sage? I believe a bronze medal goes to TDs in your face. So we're going to have to talk about this in the off season a little bit, Sage, because TDs in your face is a bronze medalist after beating the ever-loved shit out of Deflate These Balls 289 to 230. Let's get ready to rumble. Third place, a woman, Sage. This doesn't sound right. Can we get back to the drawing board? Let's simplify the list a little bit. I'll give Graham a call. I'll patch things up. That'll replace one woman. We'll bring Nathan in, and even though he's kind of dainty like a woman, he'll replace one of the women. And then we just put an ad on Kijiji or Craigslist, and then we can replace Mother. So how about we do that? Because what we cannot do is we can never, ever allow this to happen again. Do you understand what I'm saying right now, Sage? This is on you. This is on you. You son of a bitch. You didn't know to play Jared Verse over Byron Young? What the fuck is wrong with you, Sage? How didn't you know he'd block a field goal and sprint it back? Obviously, he was fucking having the goddamn Cavalier donaires this week. Byron Young didn't have a better season. It doesn't matter about who has a better season. It's about who's going to have the better week. Sage. The curse of Jared Verse will live on forever. You're going to be haunted. This is going to be like all these motherfuckers that go on the Madden cover and then they get jinxed like Peyton Hillis. Sage, you're Peyton Hillis right now. Do you understand it? You don't lose if you do. Because you should have felt Baker Mayfield. You should have felt Baker Mayfield in your loins, man. You should have felt it. You should have put Verse in for Garrett. You should have known that Aaron Rodgers wouldn't get sacked by fucking Myles Garrett. Because he never had before. How don't you know this shit, man? What the hell's the matter with you? With all due respect. With all due respect, Sage. You chose to lose this week. And I will never look at you the same way again. You try to look me in the eyes with your cross-eyed, your beady little eyes, and I'm going to punch you right between them. That's all I have to say. I'm trying to be respectful right now, but you were supposed to take care of this. You let Veronica Corningstone come in here. Veronica Corningstone came in, and she read the fucking local news. We don't let that, man. We don't let that happen. Like I said earlier today, it is anchor man, not anchor woman, and that is a scientific fact. You didn't think of that, though. You thought Miles would be hungrier? Why? Because he weighs 285 pounds, and he probably generally is hungrier? That makes sense to me. He played like he didn't want shit. Okay, Sage, please. You're actually giving yourself a bad look. I'm actually thinking of changing commissioners up. I might just make myself the sole commissioner. I might fire you and Dan, and I'll be the sole conditioner. Jesus fuck, what the hell am I? Herbal essences? Is that what I am? Dear God in heaven. I hope he gets 5 sacks next week, because you know what? It doesn't matter what he does next week. If he doesn't break the record in 16 games, it doesn't count. 60% of the time, worked every time. And that was how Tommy Callahan's Auto Parts ran their franchise. And you know what? They ran it pretty good. But then they found themselves up against it. Up against the phenom. That is Yahoo. And now, Sage is trying to get everyone in cahoots to leave Yahoo. Very scared of Yahoo. This will be the last time that we ever partake in Yahoo because of Sage. Because of Sage, not because of me. I love Yahoo. I think Yahoo has the best interface of any website ever known to God's green earth. The Sage says, I just want to congratulate Katrina on winning a title way before Stephen has. I won a title, Sage, about 10 or 11 years ago. So, please, Sage, let's show some respect here. Let's be decent. You even agreed to me in a private interview, like Charles Woodson and Tom Brady. You know, you were Tom Brady. You told me, yeah, that was a forced fumble, bitch. And I was Charles Woodson. I was like, yeah, I know, bitch. You told me that about that season that was stolen from me. Sage, I'm a one-time champion. No. Don't start now. Do not start now, or I will fucking... No, I'm not going to make threats. I'm not going to do what Sage did to Matt Stafford. Sage made many threats. All hail King Stephen. All hail King Stephen. Okay? Sage, you take some fucking... You know what? I want you to take some fucking Dove soap right now. I want you to rub it against your hands, put a little water on it, and then I want you to bite your teeth on that Dove soap, okay? Bite your teeth on that Dove soap. I swear to God, you fucking lay off right now. Do not make me have PTSD again. I don't want to hear that Sean Rice laughed in my face and gave it to Mark. He did. I was the best team that year. I said to Sean earlier in the year, why the fuck are we doing the finals in fucking week 17? Week 17 was game 17. Game 16 back then was bullshit. Yeah, well, Stefan was a peeper. Stefan Campagna, also known as Stefan Savage. If you know this person, stay away, because he's probably looking at you in the middle of the night, and he ain't Santa Claus. Let's just put it that way. Anyways, I would like to say I'm very happy that Yahoo is over. I feel like Yahoo was a deterrent for many people. I think everyone in the league can agree the interface sucked and it was a bit of a turnoff. I know I made 66 moves. I made the most moves in the league, but I was not as into the league based on an interface, which I don't really understand why. We're going back to ESPN. OJ's Juicery will return for a second season, and the Orange Bowl is going to be ready with punch. The only problem that I have with the Orange Bowl, with Katrina winning it, is sure, maybe she drank a little orange juice or a little orange juice vodka, champagne from that Orange Bowl. But you know that Nathan was probably eating goddamn milk, cereal, and fucking hot dogs in that thing. So we're going to have to clean that Orange Bowl out real good, because you know what Nathan's like when it comes to eating and that sort of a thing. So let's just not think about Nathan eating wieners at this time of night in milk and cereal and Doritos. I forgot to mention the Cool Ranch Doritos he'd be throwing in there as well. We're probably gonna have to buy a new Orange Bowl, because when he's done with it, it's just gonna be fucking rusted to old hell. He'll probably even just put it on the break. Let's not talk about that. But I'm so happy that we're going back to ESPN. I'm so happy. This season was a disaster in terms of just the interface. I'm so glad we're done with it. But, Sage, you had a good run. You had a good run. Then you got beat by a rookie, man. You got beat by a rookie. So, congratulations. You had a good run. But guess what? I'm going back to my old philosophy. I cannot wait for the fantasy draft. I cannot wait for the baseball draft in a few weeks. The only thing that I'm disappointed about when it comes to ESPN is Shohei Ohtani. We could have done Shohei Ohtani better than what ESPN does, because ESPN, you have to play him either as a hitter or a batter. In Yahoo, we could have just had whoever drafts Ohtani first gets both players. That's the only thing that really disappoints me a bit. The quest for 3 straight ESPN continues. It doesn't happen that way. It's OJ's Juicery Take 2. Okay? Okay? And yeah, we should set up our fantasy draft for baseball, because, like, what is it? It's March, end of March when the season starts, right? So we're not that far away. We're only a couple months away. So I think once all the free agency gets settled, we should definitely get a date that's at least a week or two before the season, I would say, for sure. Now, with tonight's game with Matt Stafford, the only thing I'm going to say before we go, and I want to do this after week 18, the final game of the season, is who's going to be your MVP this year? Is it going to be Drake May, or is it going to be Matthew Stafford? Now, to me, I think Drake May, even before this game, was going to be the MVP. I really do think that way. I'll make my argument when I need to, but let's just see. Before we go, Sage, do you think that, who do you think, Drake May or Matthew Stafford is the MVP this year? Sage says that the baseball draft should be March 21st or 22nd. Let me check the dates. A Saturday or a Sunday. I can't do Saturday. It would have to be a Sunday. So maybe we'll see what Sunday works best for. I don't know. I probably could just draft while I'm working, if I'm being honest with you. But I want my full attention on it. That's the thing. We'll figure it out. You think week 2 or 3 of March? I work Friday, you son of a bitch. No one's going to want to do it Monday. So, yeah, I think a Saturday or Sunday or Friday. I could take a day off if needed to. I could take a day off, too. I forget about that. I think I might. You had me at take it off. Now before we go, Sage, who is your current favorite entering the last week of the year for MVP? Drake May or Matthew Stafford? And technically, I could take my break whenever I want. Combine breaks, I could do that. I'm that powerful. Again, the stats might not be uploaded 100% if you're going to Football Reference. You probably want to go to ESPN's pretty good at updating it right away. So, like, okay, let's... I know Drake May has the best yards per throw, the best rating, and the best completion percentage. Drake May does not have Devontae Adams or Puka Nacua. Drake May, I feel like if he went down, his team would be worse off than if there was a viable backup to Matt Stafford. I feel like Drake May is mine. That's just my opinion. Let's see what the QBRs are. QBR also favors Drake May. I mean, you could say harder schedule, but you got to look at everything. Who's got more talent around them receiving? You know? It's tough to say. And Drake May does a lot of things with his legs, too. I don't know, man. I feel like if you took Drake May away from New England, they'd be nothing. I think Drake May is amazing. I don't know. We'll see. Plus, you kind of look at the offensive lines. I mean, Jesus Christ. It's not the end of the world, but Stafford's only been sacked 19 times this year. Drake May's been sacked 47. Now, sometimes that could be because he's rolling out, that sort of thing. Might necessarily not be on the offensive line. I know they need to add to their offensive line, though. So, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens next week. That's one thing we should go over before the Super Bowl. So the week that the Super Bowl's off, maybe we should go over that shit. Unless that's when they're going to be announcing it. I don't know. Well, let's see what happens, Sage. Let's see what happens. You know, if New England finishes first in the AFC and the Rams finish sixth. I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, Sage. I'd like to wish you the very best 6 months of grieving. You could cry yourself into a pillow every night and then hand it to me. I'll fill it up with soap and I'll beat the shit out of you. I'll beat the sense back into you. That's what I'm willing to do to you, okay? It's a good 1-2. It's a good 1-2 punch, I think, for MVP this year. Either way, I'm not mad. Both players are great. I just feel like, I don't know. They're not Aaron Rodgers great. Look at what Aaron Rodgers did when he won his MVPs. Hell of a lot better than either of them, to be quite frank with you. But not everyone can be Aaron Rodgers. All right, no games tonight. No games tonight. That 7 days to die. That was like 4.5 hours. So I'm going to listen to a little Bob Dylan, a little Tom Petty, a little Chris Christopherson, a little Johnny Cash, and some other motherfuckers. And I'm going to get the hell out of here. Aaron Rodgers did it at an older age, Sage, with less talent. He had Devontae Adams and nobody. But maybe Devontae Adams should be the MVP. Maybe Devontae Adams should. Seems like wherever the fuck he goes, he produces like a son of a bitch. All right, Sage, my condolences, and have a good night, everyone.